beautiful people. It's Ash from the Awakened State, and today I want to talk a lot about alignment and this quote that's been coming through. Particularly, it came through during the Heart Awakening live training, but I just kind of wanted to unpack it further because it's so potent that I like have to share it. So I've been thinking a lot about alignment and how often when we go against our own alignment, we usually are making our lives so much harder. And when I say harder, I mean we're purposely overcomplicating things. We're choosing the hard path. We're overly complicating things in our mind. And if you look at how when you're moving against your own alignment, it feels kind of like you're in quicksand or you're in this place of resistance where you're not fully allowing yourself to receive. And so this powerful quote came through last night, and it just kind of solidified a lot of concepts that were just flowing through my brain right now. And it's unclear boundaries are unclear decisions. Now, when we think about this, unclear boundaries are merely unclear decisions. I want you to think about this in terms of alignment and how alignment really will make or break your manifesting. So alignment is this fancy buzzword in the spiritual community, but alignment is simply free-flowing energy. So if you were to imagine your energy like this channel or like this funnel, and what happens is we have all of these ideas and programming and beliefs, and that ends up clogging up the channel. So it's like there's water flowing through the channel, or it's like cranking the hose basically, and the water's flowing through the channel. I'm changing up my analogies for whatever reason. And so if you imagine this funnel suddenly filling up with rocks, now you're suddenly making it harder for the water to pour through. You're suddenly like, ah, and then you're putting more and more and more rocks into that flow of the water, and now all of a sudden the water is now dripping. It's like, it was a cascade. It was once a cascade of pure receiving, pure potentiality, pure authentic alignment. And now it's just a trickle. It's like a little sip of water, a little trickle of water. So it was this gigantic river of receiving. And now it's like a little drop here, little drop there, little drop there. And so that's like the simplest way to look at alignment. Those rocks are your blocks, your resistance, your complications, your indecisions, your moments of not willing to give yourself permission, your moments of saying, I don't know if I can have that. I don't know if that's available for me. I don't know if that's real. I really don't know if I can go for that. And so we create all of these rocks that we're holding on, and yet deep inside of us, we know within our heart of hearts, our core, that there's a river in there. There's a cascade. There's literally an eruption of water just waiting to occur. Playing with water today, it must be hot. There's an eruption of water trying to flow. But your resistance is saying the opposite. Your indecision is saying the opposite. Your lack of commitment is saying the opposite. Your inability to decide what you want is saying the opposite. And so we settle. We say, I'll just accept these rocks. It's cool. I don't need to ask for more. I'll stay right here. It's comfy right here. It's cool right here. And then so we wait. And we perpetuate. And then we perpetuate the cycle. And then we stay in a place of indecision. And it's that moment when you decide, when you choose, when you raise your standard, raise your boundary, that you're suddenly having a moment where you say, I don't need these fucking rocks anymore. I don't need them anymore. And so you start to take them out, and you take them out, and you take them out. And yeah, I'm still going to walk my path. There might still be a pebble here, pebble there. That's okay. Because what I know and what I see is that alignment is my true beingness of who I am. There's always a cascade flowing. But it's my job to remove the rocks. It's my job to clear the pathway. It's my job to make things less difficult. It's my job to choose a different decision, a different action. So I've been reflecting on this comment of poor boundaries are unclear decisions. And I'm thinking about this from this lens of how belief work is established, and how when we think about beliefs, like at their core, it's energetic. So energetically, an unclear decision for your life, for every area of your life, for your goals, for what you want to call in, for the relationship you're attracting, for what you want in any area, is an indecision. It's an energetic indecision. So it's literally like walking around with all of those rocks, and you know that the cascade is there, but you're just tuning into the rocks and you're not allowing it to flow. You're not allowing yourself to own your own personal cascade of receiving. And in doing so, it's energetically, because beliefs at their core are energetic. So your beliefs at the core is energetic, and it's saying, well, I'm in a muddled vibration. I'm battling two different frequencies. I'm literally trying to listen to two different TV stations at the same time, and I'm trying to hear both of them. And I'm trying to hear both of them so much that I don't know what the fuck to do, because I'm muddled. I'm confused. I'm uncertain. I really want this, but I don't want this. I really want this, but I don't want this. I really want this, but I don't want this. I really want to do this. I really think I'm capable. Ugh, I don't think I'm capable. And there's this moment where you have to decide, are you willing to walk in the face of duality? Are you willing to walk bringing duality into unity and moving away from indecision, from overly complication, from feeding the resistance to a place where the resistance starts to dissolve, to the moment where the cascade is so fucking strong that the rocks just start falling through anyway. The rocks just start going. They start disappearing. They start dissolving because the water is so strong and the flow is so strong, and who you are as a person is so layered in belief, in decision, in certainty, and bold determination that you can literally walk with fear and bold determination. And that bold determination begins to supersede the fear. And it begins to supersede the doubt. And it begins to supersede the uncertainty. Because your decision is so much stronger. And in the place where your decision is stronger, the alignment must occur. Because the cascade is stronger. Because it's the present reality. And that is the true reality. And so as we think about this, unclear boundaries are merely indecision. Unclear decision. Unclear decision. I think it's Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor states, when we make a decision, we put our mind on a different frequency. And then our frequency begins to align with that. I'm probably butchering it. But you get the point. When we make a decision, we put our mind on a different frequency, and then our energy begins to align with that. So when we're in a place of indecision, we're in a mixed vibrational response. And the universe cannot understand that. It says, I'm 1 foot in, I'm 1 foot out, I'm 1 foot in, I'm 1 foot out. I want to be with the rocks, I don't want to be with the rocks. I want to do this, I want to do this. And so we're battling our reality. And this is when a lot of people in spiritual awakening, we have these moments where it's like polarizing emotions. I want to be on the roller coaster. I don't want to be on the roller coaster. I want to heal. I don't want to heal. I want to heal. I don't want to heal. I want to be dragged for the ride. I want to let go. And so it's this push and pull, push and pull, and push and pull. So we overcomplicate it. And we make it so much harder in our minds. And then we make it to a point where we can't decide. We can't decide what we want. It's terrifying to know that we can have it. And it's terrifying to know that we can't have it. And so we stay in the energy and the frequency of full indecision. And it says, I want it, but I don't want it. I want it, but I don't want it. I want it, but I don't want it. And that unclear boundary, that unclear decision remains. And so we neutralize our manifestation. Now, when we think about alignment, so what basically I just told you is misalignment. Everything I just summarized right there is what we do when we're in misalignment. And the more my understanding of alignment has became, like, it's interesting to me how on this mindset level, this emotional level, this systematic level of how we see with our RES, it's so much more simple when you just step into the alignment. And when you step into the alignment, you suddenly remove the complications. You suddenly take out the rocks. The rocks dissolve. Whatever analogy we want to go with here. And suddenly the cascade begins to flow. Because the alignment will show you the path of least resistance. But if you are not willing to take the path of least resistance, you will fall back in indecision. You will fall back because you didn't give yourself permission. You will fall back because you're in an unclear boundary. And that unclear boundary will often dominate your choices. And it will dominate your choices through indecision. Because your decision is connected to your intuition, your third eye, how you see the world, how you're in fear or soul, as I've said a million times. And so we do this with every area of our lives. And as we look at misalignment, I want you to just think about, what are you making so much harder right now that doesn't have to be? And I said this a few weeks back in one of my previous videos about the Roomba, but it's like such a cool way to look at the world, is seeing, why are you overcomplicating things that don't need to be complicated? Why are you overly striving when you don't need to keep overly striving? Why are you holding an energy of indecision when you could step in fully to the full capacity of receiving by just dominating that vibration with your boundary? And knowing that you can be in decision. You can simply decide. You can simply choose. And in your choosing, you have started a shift energetically through your magnetism, through your awareness, through your RAS, through the way you see the world, you will start to naturally shift. But you can't do that when you're in indecision. You cannot, because there's too much friction. There's too much conflicting realities going on. It has nothing to hold on to. It will cancel. It will veto out. It will drag you back to your automatic programming. It will be in a place where you are wanting to be there, but you're not there. You're wanting to be there, so you're not there. And it will cause you to feel like you're chasing a carrot on a stick, because the vibrational signature that you're emitting is saying, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm in indecision. I'm in uncertainty. I'm in doubt. I'm in fear. I'm in insecurities. I'm afraid to leap. I'm afraid to let go. I'm afraid to give pain a purpose some more. I'm afraid I could remanifest an experience from my past. I'm afraid to change. And in being afraid to change, we will not leap. In being afraid to not let go, we will not leap. And it's only in those moments when you're willing to give yourself full permission to change, full permission to leap, full permission to know that it's already yours, full permission to know that it's already available, full permission to step into the knowingness that you can make it easier, that it becomes easier, that it becomes known, that it becomes real, that you create the quantum leap. And you remove the indecision. You remove the boundary that said, I don't know which reality to choose. And instead, you become firmly planted in towards what you want. So that's what alignment can really teach us. Alignment teaches us to honor the path of least resistance. That's the true capacity of what alignment is. It's about learning to honor our path of least resistance for the highest good of all involved. And when we don't choose alignment, we make things harder. We make things a struggle. We honor the hardship. We honor the struggle. We honor making things overly complicated. We think we have to do a gazillion things on our list to get something done, to feel worthy, to feel good enough, to prove ourselves, to feel that we are completely worthy, completely deserving, completely successful, completely who we need to be to then receive. But that's just a concept. It's just a choice. And the more you see it as a choice, it becomes easier. Because now you're choosing to follow your alignment. Now you're choosing to step into the full decision. And to step into the full decision, you're now honoring your alignment. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the path of least resistance? Or will you choose to make it easier, to follow your alignment? To step into the knowingness that it can be yours, to step into the full width of your receiving. So this is a concept we're going to be diving headfirst in the alignment reset, and there's going to be some epic bonus trainings coming soon in July. I am so excited for this. I feel like I love the alignment reset, and I'm ready for it to kind of get a little bit of an upgrade with some personal live trainings, and you can check out all of that info below. And we're going to be starting soon. I haven't planned a date yet because there's a lot of moving things happening in my world right now, but I will let you know as soon as I can. But you can get an early seat right now if you desire to join us. Have a good day.